Good afternoon. In this video, I will explain how to use loose leaf books of accounts. Here, we are actually using Excel file, and we have also applied for a permit to use this kind of a loose leaf books of accounts. So I will start explaining the cash receipts journal. So from the term itself, cash receipts, this is intended for transactions whenever the business receives cash from someone. So it's very much straightforward. And by the way, before I proceed, this video is for the loose leaf books of accounts of VAT registered businesses or VAT registered taxpayers. That is why you can see here VAT output na column. So let's say, for example, on January 1 of this year, we received 10,000 as payment from one of our clients. So here in the date column, you have to indicate the date. So it's up to you what format you prefer. So you can actually change this format. Like for example, you want to be you want this one to be displayed like this. So you can change. Depende sa preference niyo. Okay, and then the name of the client or the name of the customer. So let's just say Mr. AAA. And then the invoice number, you have to look at your physical invoice, sales invoice, or service invoice number as the case may be. So let's just assume that it's for invoice number 001, right? And then we receive 10,000 cash from customers. So automatically, the columns will compute how much of the 10,000 goes to VAT and how much is for the sales. Okay. Now, the sundry amount and the sundry account will only be used if in rare cases, like in very rare circumstances wherein we receive cash, but that cash is not related to a sale transaction. Like for example, if the cash received was for a refund from one of our suppliers, then you can now use these two columns. So for example, if we change the fact a little bit, let's say we received 10,000, but that 10,000 was a refund from one of our suppliers. So we still debit cash, but the amounts should not go to the VAT output and sales. So you can do this manually, just erase all of these and then place the 10,000 here. You can also change the format if you want. And then the sundry account, you just have to explain what this transaction is for, like for example, refund. Or you can say supplier refund. And then there will be no invoice for that matter. Okay? So every time you receive money from someone, you have to update your cash receipts journal, right? And then we move on to the cash disbursements journal. So for the cash disbursements journal, you can see here additional columns. You can see columns for goods or services, and you can also see a column for VAT or non-VAT. So unlike in cash receipts journal, wherein if you are a VAT taxpayer or if your business is registered as a VAT registered business, all sales transactions will have VAT on it. However, on the other hand, for cash disbursements journal, since this is the record of all cash payments or payments that we give to someone, like for a supplier, for example, and that supplier can be VAT registered or non-VAT registered. And that is why we have to indicate whether this payment includes VAT or does not include VAT in cases wherein a supplier is non-VAT registered. And we also have to place, I have added here, goods or services so that this will be easier when it comes to the preparation of BIR Form 2550Q or our VAT return, right? If you can picture out a copy of the VAT return, we can see there line items specific for goods or services. Okay, so let's say we paid one of our suppliers, say supplier number one, and then we also have to indicate the TIN of the supplier because this is also very much helpful when it comes to the preparation of summary list of purchases or SLP. Okay. If you can still recall, we are required to submit SLP every quarter through e-submission. So let's say the TIN 001. Okay, and then you also indicate the address, whatever that address is. Let's say Cebu City. And then let's assume this is for the payment of goods, right? It's very much simple. Just choose goods. If you're paying for something that is tangible, that what tangible meaning you can see, feel, and touch. Like for example, if you buy inventories or supplies, those are goods. Okay. And let's also assume that supplier number one is VAT registered, and so we choose VAT here. And let's further assume that we paid 5,000 to that supplier. Okay, so since supplier number one, we assume that he is a VAT registered taxpayer, that 5,000 cash that we paid to supplier number one includes VAT input. And that is why on these columns, there will be, the 5,000 will be split into two, one for the VAT input and one for the exact purchase. So here in the sundry account, you have to explain what this, you have to choose the correct or specific account title that pertains to this transaction. So in this case, I actually prepared here a drop down. Okay. So just choose which one specifically refers to this transaction. So let's say this is for inventory. Just look for inventory. Okay, so if it's not here, you can actually customize this one. So I placed this one here as expense accounts. So you can also add here inventory. I think that we have to update this one first. Okay, and let's just see if there's already inventory. Okay, so just choose inventory. And let's say on the next day, we paid VECO, Visayan Electric Company. So this is for our electricity bill, for example. And then Cebu City. This time it's for services. And let's assume it's with VAT. And then let's say it's for 3,000. So here you can choose electric bill. Okay, so as simple as that. Now, lastly, I want to talk about the general journal very briefly. So, general journal is where you will record the transactions that do not involve cash. So, if it's a transaction that does not involve you receiving cash or you paying cash, then you have to use the general journal, the books of accounts. Classic example is for the recording of depreciation. So if you have fixed assets or property, plant, and equipment, and you are to record depreciation every month, you can you can record the depreciation in the general journal because the recording of depreciation does not involve you receiving cash or you paying cash. And that is why it will qualify as one of the transactions that you have to record in the general term. That would be all. Thank you.